Hey, welcome back everybody. It's Shino, and we're back in Spotted to the Magical Max. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Found me a little bit of gold here in the quartz area. We're not too far away from the base. Clear this out a little bit. There we go. You can see. Go to the map. We can see we are not that far away from the base. Here's the base up here. Just been out moving around. I've had a couple areas that I've known where I could see kind of gold exposed. And so we're going to be out gathering up some gold today and maybe even find some silver if we can. Between episodes, I have been working around the base. Went ahead and got the rest of the gardens planted up and got them ready for the next generation of crops. Going really good. Some of these are starting to get into some 4s and 5s on the numbers, which are turning out really good. Also spent some time readjusting the nexus around the hunker bunker. Originally, I think I had mentioned I was going to go ahead and put, nexus all the way around it. Well, during the last temporal storm, I realized I wasn't getting as many mobs to fight down in the hunker bunker because the nexus was doing all the dirty work for me and killing them. So not a good thing. So decided to just go ahead and move it around until we have 3 around it now. Plus, there's a lot of resources going into doing that, and this became very helpful to be able to do it, be able to set it up that way instead of spending a whole bunch of time making a bunch of temporal fragments. Let's check here and see. See if we got any more gold left in this area. Yep, still a little more gold left to find. Okay. Let me do a little more digging here, see what we can find, and I'll be right back. Yay, found a little more here. It's going to take a little bit to find it. So, prospecting for quartz, there's some right there. Bountiful too. Prospecting for gold is not that easy. So you do got to look for the quartz. Gold will not occur anywhere except for in quartz. So whenever you find a quartz deposit, another one, what you have to do is use your pro pick and check the block right in front of you. There you go. And it'll tell you medium amounts, and it'll start getting smaller as you start building, as you start getting the ore out of the area. The chain, it'll start changing values. It'll start going from medium to small to trace. Oh, there's more there. So cool. All right, what are we going to do with this gold? That's what the whole purpose of this episode is today. We need to get a bunch of gold because there's several items that I like to make that require gold from some of the mods. And that's what we're going to be working on today in this episode is making those golden artifacts. So I am going to keep testing here. Oh, I see 2 more. Let's go ahead and get those first. Oh, there. And there's 1, 2. All right, now let's check and see if we got any more in this area. So usually what I do is I run around, I look for the surface gold or the surface quartz or quartz to the side of the hill. And then I mine down a little ways and start checking to see, just test it to see if there's any gold in it. If it pops up gold, then start mining it. If it doesn't, just move on to the next one. I don't need the quartz at all, so everything I get here, I'll go ahead and keep it, but if I needed to get rid of anything, it'll probably be quartz. All right, I'm going to keep mining and then meet you back at the house. And we are back home. Last episode, when we made the coke oven, I had said specifically you cannot put charcoal into the coke oven. As I said that, I proceeded to put charcoal in the coke oven. So between episodes, I did also go back in and put in the regular black coal into there. I grabbed it in my inventory, but I did not put it in there. I saw that when I was editing, so oops. Anyways, we've got it now. All right, we did actually pretty good on checking and finding gold. We found that one very large deposit of bountiful native gold. So that's really good. I mean, we got what we needed off of that. However, you probably 9 times out of 10 you're not going to find a bountiful deposit that's that large of gold unless you're using a mod, like Ords of Plenty or something like that. There is a way, and I've added this here, there is a way that you can kind of generate gold out of your gravels and sands, and that is using the sluice box, the sluice ramp from Useful Stuff mod. The Useful Stuff mod, I've talked about this in prior seasons and different series, but if we go to Useful Stuff Guide, there's the sluice ramp, and it can separate ores and valuables from any pannable soil block. You don't have to spend hours knee deep in water. So it's just like panning using the pan, but it's automagic. Okay. And the way I have this set up is you have a straight chute that is pointing straight down into the sluice box. You put a chest on top of it. You fill it full of your gravels, your sands, your bony soil, anything that you can pan. You can put inside there, and it'll process it just like it normally does. Now, I've gone ahead and I upgraded I created another storage controller for here, and just a copper one because I just need to connect to that over there. And the only thing that this thing is connected to is to that right there. Okay, so the only storage it can go into. So anything I put into here will go into there automatically. Don't have to move it over. And this is the overflow. So while that will hold 1,024 items with that chest, and if I upgrade the chest, we can, store more. But then I've got another 8 slots of 64 here that we can put stuff into. So another 512. Now, when it goes to the sluice, it then goes into clear this out for a moment. When it goes into sluice, there is now a hopper underneath there. And that is going to a 10 bronze storage controller that I've got set up here. So everything that gets processed in the sluice goes into that 10 bronze storage controller. And that storage controller I have linked upstairs. We'll do this way. It comes up to this chest right here, this trunk, and it's storing everything into this trunk. Now, I'm using this trunk to sort and then identify here. So here's all the other items that were also being sorted right now into Better Crate's chest. And the Better Crate's chest will hold 2,000 of any one item, and these can be upgraded as well. So if we wanted to upgrade this to a copper, then we can do that. So this is a list of all the items. Again, you're going to get lots of quartz. Now, a lot of this quartz actually came from my other storage areas downstairs. I just kind of brought everything into one location. So if it was here, with the exception of the clay, which I have stored, back over there. But what's nice about this, you'll see there's a lock on that Better Crate. So I can take all of that out of there, and it's still going to leave that clay right there. So now any more clay that comes in will automatically be put into that. So I can pull the clay out of there, and I can move it over here, and no issues, no concerns with doing that. Cool. But this is a easy way to kind of set up and gather some additional resources passively. And if you're using Better Crates and you're using a storage controller mod, then I would suggest also making sure that you have the Stone Quarry mod on. If you're wanting to use the sluice box, because the Stone Quarry mod, you can take the Rebel Hammer and you can turn all your stones into your gravel. So you see it's locked on gravel right now. So as I hit this, it's turning the stones into gravel. And this will hold 512. So that's what I've been doing is I've been out when I've been mining down there, getting iron, come back up, throw the stones into here, turn them into, oops, lost it, turn it into gravel, and then take the gravel out and put it right into there. And then it's going to feed it over there. Cool, right? I think so. And so by doing that, you see, I think we just got one more piece of gold while we were sitting there talking. So you're not going to become stinking rich here. But I mean, that's a good amount of copper. Getting some rusty gears out of it, that's cool. Been able to recycle and put more stones. You get some stones out of the gravel. Just go and put it back downstairs just like we've been doing. And there you go. Awesome little resource gathering system. All right, let's start talking about some of the things that we can make with the gold that we're getting. We're going to be going into making gold plates. Pretty much everything that we're talking about is going to require a gold plate. First one I want to talk about is going to be the Night Watcher. The Night Watcher is a mod from Flexible Games. And what it creates is a way to shut off spawning in an area. Now it won't shut off all spawning in the area. Okay. So I'll give you some examples of what I'm talking about. In the base Night Watcher mod, when you first install it, in the JSON file, there's gonna be a configuration file, and in that configuration file, you set up what you will and will not allow to be spawned in that area. So you can turn drifters on and off, you can turn bears on and off, you can turn wolves on and off. So really cool, especially if you have problems like I'm in a forested area, and we've talked about this. We don't see a whole lot of bears, or we have not seen a lot of bears. We had one over there. There was one that I killed several episodes back that had fallen into a pit right behind our magical area. And then I think I saw one back off over that way, quite a ways. So as far as like being close to this area, yeah, we don't see a lot of bears in this area. Wolves, we've never seen any wolves in this area. So, we're setting this up here wouldn't be that much of a concern. But, I've been in areas where wolves and bears are spawning like all the time. And they were jumping in and killing all our animals. Rusty Gears season 3, for example, was we were not only in an area that snowed like all the time, we had tons of bears and wolves all around the community center all the time. And that's where the Night Watcher comes in really handy, because you don't want to have like Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, really build your animal populations up and then all of a sudden lose them all and then have to start all over again. That stinks. Anybody who's had it done, they know what I'm talking about. Also in the config file, you can set the radius around it. I think the default is 32, or no, I think it's 64. No, it's 32 blocks. 32 blocks away from, so it's basically 2 chunks in every direction. It will turn it off. And you can set that up to, 128, 256, 512 if you want to go great big. You can kind of do it however you want. What I like to use the Night Watcher for is for taking with me when I'm mining. So if I find an area where I'm going to be doing a lot of mining, I'll drop that Night Watcher down, and then I can leave the area to allow, everything that had spawned to despawn. You just got to get like 64 blocks away and then go back down to it. And then you can mine all around that thing without any issues or concerns. Nothing's going to, if you got it turned for drifters, you can do that. Cool. Okay. All that being said, for making the Night Watcher, pretty simple: temporal gear, a gold plate, and a straw dummy. So we're going to need 1 gold plate for that. The other golden artifact that I always talk about is another mod from Flexible Games. And it's called the Angel Belt mod. The Angel Belt gives you creative flight within Vintage Story. It is very expensive for plates, gold plates, plus the temporal gear. So it's very expensive and well worth it. Now, there's a lot of people. We've had this conversation several times. Anytime I've introduced the Angel Belt, we've talked about it, lots of conversations around how to use it, why to use it, how not to use it, why people don't like it, why people think it's cheating, why people say they won't play without it. I mean, there's tons of reasons. And that is the thing about Vintage Story. It's your game. It's your story. You can play it any way you want. For me, I have a full-time job. I am also a content creator and I'm a dad. I don't have a whole lot of time. And so, when I'm doing stuff between episodes and I'm kind of prepping and getting things ready to record, I may find that I need to find something and I need to go get it. And I've got, on my map, I've got tons of things marked on here of where to find stuff. And some of this stuff, I've already found it's quite a ways out. And if I only had an hour or 2 hours after work, after dinner, before bed, before I get the kiddo into bed, if I've only got like 2 hours, do I want to spend 2 hours running all the way over here to do something, mine up some chalk, and then have to sign off, and then the next day spend 2 hours running back? No, I don't. So for Shino wants an Angel Belt. Shino wants creative flight. Shino wants to be able to explore far beyond what I've already explored. Shino wants to find a lot of cool stuff that he can share with you on screen. And Shino can't spend 5, 6, 7, 8 hours doing that between episodes. I just I wouldn't be able to get videos done. Right now, it's about everything I can do to get one video out a week. If I once I get the Angel Belt, you're going to start seeing episodes coming out a lot quicker. So this is an example of already getting this episode out a little bit faster. And I don't have the Angel Belt yet, but we're getting close to that point of being able to do that. So yeah, Shino likes the Angel Belt. Shino will always add the Angel Belt to a series, and Shino will always make an Angel Belt as soon as he can. Now, I did it later in this series than I've done it in any other series. Most of the time I have the Angel Belt because I've started, usually I'll have 2, 3, or 4 of these going, right within the first 4 or 5 episodes. And I'm just pulling up as much gold as I can, and I'm finding a little bit of gold here and there, and I'm creating, my Angel Belt as soon as possible. Take that for what it's worth. We're gonna make an Angel Belt. Cool. Okay. All right. Off my high horse. I've got all of my gold. Let's get this stuff converted over. I'm gonna start off with that one and see. Yeah, it's only gonna give me 11 nuggets. See, it's gold, man. I'm telling you, I would like to save that one, but it's poor, so I may end up having to use it. There's 26, so there's enough for 1 ingot. Here we go. So that is, if we do 120, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 3 plates there. And there's another 3 plates. That gives us 6 plates. We only needed 5 plates. Cool. Okay. I'm going to leave those 2 behind, and we're going to go ahead and process. I think I've only got enough for 8 molds at a time. Yeah, I've only got enough for 8 molds at a time. So we'll have to do this in 2 sets. Cool. Okay. I'll be back. Had to make me a few more tools. So I decided to go ahead and make my first meteoric iron tools. One, I'm going to do a rubble hammer. These are... Oh, let's see what we get as far as... Whoop, throw that out. Common. Okay. 1,300 durability on that. That's pretty good. And then this is at 1,400. Nothing special. That's all right. Cool, cool, cool. First batch of gold has been done, and I've got another batch here going. Gonna get ready to light this up, but we're gonna need some more charcoal. So we're gonna run over here into our little charcoal pit and get us some more charcoal. Hoping we get a couple extra plates out of doing this. That'd be awesome. Yay, got 3 out of that one. Sweet. And this one. Just one. Boo. Okay, one more. Let's see. Oh, I didn't get any extra off of that one. All right, and nope, no extra. Oh well, I can't. You know, I'm sitting there complaining, going, "That stinks." But I should have only gotten 2 plates, right? Because I had 4. I would have gotten 4 plates, so I got 6 plates out of 4. I guess it's okay. The rest of this, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it because I only needed 5 plates. For what we're going to be doing in this episode. So cool. I'll just leave the rest of those as they turn into ingots, and that's cool. We'll put one on display up in the museum. Okay, well, let's make first thing we're going to make is the angel belt. Angel belt. So we're going to need temporal gear. And we're going to need 4 gold plates. And a bunch of feathers. And there is our angel belt. Oh, I'm so excited for this. You guys have no idea how much I hate running around. All right. R turns the belt on. Spacebar moves it up. You can move directions. Shift brings you down. Pretty simple. R turns it back off again. That's just that simple. Oh, I love it. So, yeah, you can't fly if you don't have it on. So you turn on R and up you go. And then I've got it key bind to the plus key to pick up my speed, the minus key to slow it back down. Okay. You do want to be very careful when you're flying, because you're not immune to damage. So if you're flying at 4x, 5x, 6x, and you smack into something solid, you will take damage. If you are flying towards the ground and you come in contact with the ground at a fast rate of speed, you will more than likely die. As you come in. So be extra cautious when you are moving around. But this is amazing. I love doing this because now I can fly around. I can check stuff out. I can move around a lot faster. And if I run into a threat, something that is really bad, catches me off guard, I can hit the R key, jump up in the air, turn around, take a look at it, kind of put together a plan of action. I've said this before, old Shino is not really all that good at combat. So whenever and you probably saw that the other day when I was with Varus. I mean, he had a drifter coming at him and I went to help out and I threw my sword at the drifter. So yeah, Shino panics, doesn't do very well. So being able to do this allows me to enjoy the game a little more. And to fly around. But more importantly, you know, I was running over here in the very beginning. You remember I was running over here to try to catch pigs. over here. And it would take, you know, a good while to get over here to check it, and then running back across, jumping from island to island to try to get back over there. Now I can move around a lot faster. Something else the angel belt is good for: building. Yes. Now I can get up here and I can work on these areas without having to nerd pole up or build scaffolding or, you know, any of that stuff. So that's going to save me some time too, being able to get around and build these a little bit quicker now. Because I'd come up here and I'd start working on something and it's like, oh no, I forgot this. And I climb back down, get back down over here. I think where's my ladder for this? Right here. Come back down, run over to the warehouse, grab something, then run back and, you know, go do it all again. No more. I don't have to worry about that. And also going down these holes now. I can head down these holes and take a look around real quick, see if there's anything that I want to check out and grab. Oh, like right there. Looky there. Didn't even realize we got us a ruin right there. But I can run down these holes real quick, stick my head down, see if there's anything that I want to mess around with. And if not, then boop, pop back up and no biggie, off and running again. All right, so that ends the love affair segment of the Angel Belt in this episode. Let's talk about the next one that we're going to be making. All right, we're going to need a straw dummy, so that's pretty simple. I think I've got a couple of hay bales. Yes. And I'll need a stick. And we need, let's make 2 of them actually. Let's make 2 of them. We got 2 metal plates. Make 2 night watchers. All right, here we go. Night watcher 1. And night watcher 2. All right, let's take a look at this thing, shall we? I'll put him down right there. Look at his head move. I love it. It's kind of creepy. Gotta admit, when you see it moving like that. But I like having that little bit of aesthetic in the game. There he goes. So this is the Night Watcher. And he's going to basically keep an eye on stuff. And you can see he doesn't move all the time. He goes through this little animation. That's all he does. Goes back and forth like that. But I did check the config file. It's a watcher_config.json. It's where you're going to find that is in your mod config folder. There are a couple of settings there. One is effect radius. For this series I've got, or for my game, I've got it set up on the server. I've got it set up for 128 blocks. That's a pretty big area. And I've got it set up so it will block drifters, bears, and wolves. So that's the only 3 items that it will block. But those are pretty broad categories. So it's all wolves, all bear types, and all drifter types are blocked within 128 blocks of this guy. There are 3 additional settings or conditions that you can set. One of them is block during storms, which means, you know, when a temporal storm comes on, do we want to allow drifters to spawn? And you can set that to either true or false. And right now I've got it set to true. So during temporal storms, will not allow drifters to spawn. Also, you can block rifts with this. That means that the temporal rifts that we have near our area will be blocked by this thing being active. So for us being a mage and for having a temporal storm shelter and for needing the Dark Nexus essence, having this guy set up in our base would be no bueno, right? We don't want to do that. So what we're going to have to do, and pick them back up, I guess I should say, click to put them down, shift click, pick them back up with an empty hand. Okay. So for this thing, we don't want to set this up in our base, because, you know, or at least within 128 blocks of our storm shelter, and our nexus area. So if I were to give that some thought and said, hey, at 128 blocks, that's what, 4 chunks from this area right here, right? And 4 chunks from this area right here. I want to be able to do stuff around here whenever I need to. So 4 chunks would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be like right out in this area. So if I were to put it 5 chunks out, like right out of here, or maybe up here, then that would work, right? So this is 1 chunk here. There's 1 chunk, 1 chunk, 1 chunk, 1 chunk. So, you know, put it like right up here should block all drifters from spawning in a pretty big area right here. Wolves, etc., all in this area should be blocked and not allowed to come in. But that should still allow drifters to spawn over here during temporal storms. Cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go up here where we have our bees at probably, or just maybe here by this lake, and go put that down. So we're going to test this again by taking a look here. And I love the red. I don't know what's causing that red, but I love it. That's so awesome. Not sure. Let's take a look here. So again, this is all located inside 1 chunk. Yes. Good job, Shino. So there is 1 chunk, 2 chunks, 3 chunks, 4 chunks. Let's go ahead and take it to 5 chunks. And then we're going to come across here like this. Yeah, I think right here, we should be able to put this guy in. Right. You know what? I think just to be safe. Yeah, I think just to be safe, we will say this chunk right here. And so we've got this hill that we've, you know, been a part of our life this entire game. We're going to set that right there. So that should now work. 4 chunks that way, 4 chunks that way, and 4 chunks that way, kind of blocking everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see right to here, that's good. We don't need them blocked all the way down through here. We still want to have drifter spawning. We still want to have rifts and all that. So yeah, I like that. If you're enjoying the series, do me a favor and hit the like button so this video can spread to more people. Thanks. Now, what do I do with this other one? Well, this other one I'm going to put inside this chest right here, and it's going to go with me. So whenever we are out exploring and we end up getting to an area for like the night where we need to spend the night someplace, well, now we're going to have that night watcher. We can drop him down, and that'll keep all the bad guys at bay for the night, keep us a little safer. If we find a cool ruin that we want to go explore, or we find a good cave we want to mine in for a while, same thing. Drop the night watcher down and just start mining away and not have to worry about anything sneaking up and ganking us. Went ahead and dropped the gold nugget into our display case. So we'll have that there, and I'll end up doing silver once we get it. And everything else, I think, I've got a block of free stone of the iron ore from our mine. I brought it up here. And yeah, everything else I think's pretty much stayed the same. Have been making these sconces. They're from the Decor Bazaar mod, and they are really easy to make and relatively cheap. Need a piece of clear quartz, 2 candles, and then 12 boards of any type you want. So basically 1 log, 1 piece of clear quartz, and 2 candles will get you 2 of these. So you can make whatever you want this back wood piece to be. That's what you use for the wood. So pretty cool. I like those. They look good. And then this also from Decor Bazaar, the place settings and the tables. And these place settings, you can just right click and you can cycle through whatever style you want. So I just went with 3 different styles there. I think it looks pretty good. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I really do enjoy the golden artifacts, the Night Watcher mod. is one that I've been using for a lot of years, and Angel Belt as well. And I do appreciate all that Buggy over at Flexible Games does for us in the vintage story community, the gaming community. So make sure you stop by any of his mods, give him a big thanks for us, and show him a little bit of love. Next episode, though, we're going to be getting back into the Detailed Animals mod, and we're going to be getting everything ready for our Gen 2 pigs. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the next generation of pigs ready to go by this fall, if the babies grow up fast enough. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.